What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life and TV. I am Poetry. You're here for another recap and review of Ready to Love. This is season 4. I believe it's episode 9. Something about betrayal. What was the other word? I don't know, child. Let me tell y'all. The reason why y'all getting this video so late is because I lost my remote control. Real talk. I lost my remote control to my smart TV. My smart TV only has 3 buttons on it. Power on, up, and down for volume. That's it. So normally when I'm watching my smart TV, I'm on the internet, like watching Hulu or Amazon Prime or Netflix or something like that. I normally don't watch regular cable. However, when Ready to Love comes on, I watch regular cable. So if I miss it, then I watch on demand, right? Well, I had sat down to prepare to watch Ready to Love Friday night, and I couldn't find my remote control. So I was like, okay, well, fine. I'll look for it tomorrow. It was late. I'll watch it on demand. I couldn't find my remote control. At first, I was like, do I even have buttons on the doggone smart TV? So I finally found the power button, and like the power button was on the internet. Well, because it has power up and down, which is volume, I didn't know how to change the input to put it on regular TV in order for me to watch this episode. So I've been searching high and low, trying to figure out what other ways I could watch it. It's hard to watch it on my Apple computer because Apple blocks everything that ain't from the Apple store. And then I started trying to watch it on my laptop. But, a lot of these websites have viruses, when the free sites, right? So I went to YouTube and I found somebody that had clips up. So I watched clips of this episode. So I don't know if I'm finna go in order, what really happened, if I'm missing stuff. Hopefully I get it all. So we pick up right where we left off with Ron and David getting ready to be eliminated. David is all up in Liz's face, trying to not allow her to speak. He didn't want to be humiliated. David is one of them type of dudes that if you think if he think you about to break up with him, he gonna break up with you first. And that's exactly what he did. He told Liz that he had already self-eliminated. And Liz was like, well, damn, you didn't tell me that. Okay, he self-eliminated himself right then. That's what it was. Because he didn't want to hear the words, you have been rejected. But he said that the devil was sneaking in. And when he know the devil is in the mix, God sends him a light, a sign, a signal to say, move on. And that's what God did. God removed him from the situation. So he eliminated himself. Now, I was listening to the way that Liz was speaking to David. In actuality, like I said, we had a discussion about this last week, about confronting somebody who is that vocally aggressive, that possibly can, lay hands on you. It's like he was trying to seat her down. He didn't want her to stand up to him and be at his level. And basically, like I say, David's idea of submission is somebody that's going to, like I said, bark like a dog and hop on one foot just because he said so. That's what David, and Liz is not that type of person. I told y'all before that I'm a people watcher, and I like looking for body signs and language, trying to read people's body language. I didn't necessarily fully understand if Liz, was at fault in her actions. Like I say, most people said that Liz shouldn't have stood up. But if Liz was a man, would y'all be telling her not to stand up? But what I learned in my research, though, is that the way that she was speaking, the calm tone, she was trying to get reason with him. That is exactly what you want to do when somebody gets aggressive in nature like that, is to talk to him in the manner in which she did. She was like, David, I'm just trying to get my point across. You won't let me talk, things like that. That's exactly, she did everything right, according to science. Because I researched it. Y'all can research it too. How to deal with a verbally aggressive person. That's towering over you. I put those exact words into Google. It popped up. So he gone. See you later. Bye. You know. Then over to Ron and Alexis. I'm not even sure why they had tension, for real. You know. He don't want to. You know. He don't want to move in the way of the Lord as she want him to. That's the whole beef, that it got to that level of disrespect and ego and pride thrown around on both ends, you know. Because every time he said, you know what, when he was leaving, he was like, all right, deuces. She was like, you know, pray about it. Like, come on. Y'all been childish. But one of the most childish things that I thought that he did, he said, you know what, matter of fact, I went out with Amber last night. Now, when he said this, I said, he's a lie. But come to find out, he wasn't lying. Then he said, and yeah, we talk every night. Now, that's a lie. I don't believe that at all. It was something about his body language. He had to adjust his seat. We talk every night, you know. He had to pull the lie out of somewhere. That was a lie. And then he said that, and at the end of the date, she kissed me. Now, as we have seen, Amber kisses people. The same way she kissed Joel, same way she kissed AJ on the cheek. A kiss goodbye, a kiss hello. She doesn't walk up and kiss, but if the date is decent, she give them a peck on the cheek. No lock lips, no tongue, none of that. We know how Amber gives kisses, okay? So with that news, Ron felt like he stabbed Alexis in the chest, because according to Alexis, Amber is her best friend on the show. When Alexis has issues or concerns with the men that she's interested in, Amber is the one who gives her advice about them. Now, Alexis, you have to remember though, y'all are all dating the same men. Although they don't show us everything, all these people are dating each other. So even though she's giving you advice on how you move, it's not necessarily so she could win. But Alexis, again, thinks this whole thing is a competition. She has to be out the next woman. So in her mind, Amber is a Judas. Amber been playing her. Amber been giving her advice on what to do with Ron, and it was only to Amber's benefit. That's what Alexis feels. However, you don't even want to be with him, girl. But she said that she would have thought twice about her feelings about Ron if she had known about the kiss with Amber. Why? That doesn't change who Ron is. That's what you're supposed to be judging everything on. Not how Amber reacted with Ron, but Ron, period. That's what you should have been basing your feelings on. And from what you can tell, what you were saying, he was your number one. But the God thing got him knocked down a few notches. That God thing ain't got nothing to do with Amber. And thank y'all for letting me know that Ron is not a funeral director. He sells caskets. Totally different ball game. Thank y'all for letting me know that. I was like, don't he sell a funeral director? Nah, he just sells caskets. He's a casket pusher. Okay, so he got eliminated. The ladies decided he wasn't ready to love. He was big man, big salty. And the way that both of these two men went out, each of them took a little bit of Naya with them and exited the door, you know. Well, now it's 4 men and 5 women. The men get to meet into the lounge. Tommy tells them, look here, I'm sending y'all away. You're gonna go to this nice little resort down here in Texas. I think he said Dallas. They're gonna be some horseback riding, a little country, little resort, little country resort, you know, down Old Town Road. Ride till they can't ride no more. That's where they going. Jason is concerned because now there's only 4 men and 5 women. Now it's more women than men. You wasn't concerned when it was more men than women last week. It was 6 of y'all and 5 of them. Well, it wasn't an issue for you then, but now it's a concern since it's more women than men. And he has 2 women that he has to volley, Kyra and Liz. He likes them for different reasons. Kyra is the familiar, is what he said. Liz is the something new. And he not sure if he want to go with what's familiar or what's new. I wonder why Liz has been keeping her hair straight this entire time. I think it has a lot to do with production. Liz is a very beautiful girl. But with her hair curly, she seems more of a homebody. And with her hair straight, she seems a little bit more freer. Although to me, I don't think she's changed much in personality wise. A lot of y'all said that y'all thought she did. I don't see her change. She seems to be the same person to me. It's just her look was different. And her different look is making other people look at her different. She is, however, bringing out some more curvaceous looking outfits, or some more outfits to bring more attention to her curves. They are hideous. That denim jumpsuit get up that she had on was, I hate to say country, it was tacky. That's a good way to say it. It was tacky, but Jason liked all the va-va-voms that it was bringing out. Surprisingly, one of my favorite characters now, or somebody that I am leaning to like more and more, is Vernisha. Vernisha seems very, I told y'all, Vernisha wasn't about playing no motherfucking games. She's serious about her heart. We can laugh and kiki, but we ain't about to play no games, okay? And she is very, very upfront with what she wants and what she expects from the man that she's with. What I noticed, Joelle and AJ do not know how to hold serious conversations. Joelle a little bit better than AJ, but AJ horribly not. They don't know how to hold serious conversations. So when the kitchen get too hot, they want to rub up on you, kiss up on you, hug up on you, try to get you to smile and giggle. They want you to do all that instead of really address what the conversation is about. AJ did it last week with Alexis when she was talking about how he needs to step up and show and prove and, you know, be more consistent. And then he kissed her to shut her the fuck up. And it did. Same thing with Vernisha and Joelle in this situation. He tries to rub up against her, hug up on her, you know, squeeze her booty a little bit to settle her down, to calm her down. And at first, she wasn't having it, but she really liked this dude. You know, you dig? She really liked him. So they all go to this resort. Joelle, AJ, Jason, and Chris. Amber, Alexis, Vernisha, Liz, and Kyra. Alexis is going in with some hostility towards Amber. And sometime during the night, it's going to come out. But throughout the entire day, her whole demeanor showed it. Which it was kind of confusing to me. She's been saying AJ's her number one. She just wanted Ron to say that she was his number one. But she's been saying that AJ is the one she's most connected to. And she's really concerned about AJ's connection with Kyra. So that got her thrown off a little bit, you know, got her in her feelings. She called AJ. He didn't pick up the phone. He didn't answer. After the kiss. Remember, he shut her up with the kiss, right? And so she started calling him, and he didn't answer her call, or he didn't return her call for 2 days. So now she feel like, what's going on? And he was like, Ma, calm down. Just because I don't call you for 2 days or don't talk to you for 2 days don't mean that things have changed. She's like, I just don't know where we stand now. So her insecurity is pouring out all over the place. We've been saying this from the beginning, that she's very insecure. At least I have. She's very insecure and she needs validation from a man, which is why she left her husband, because he was paying more attention to the church folk than to her. She didn't say that she suspected that he was cheating, which that's what I assumed. However, that was her biggest issue. They calling up here for prayer, and your wife wants some lovey-dovey time. So I was like, remember I said this in the casting, Alexis needs that male validation. And that's the same thing with AJ. AJ says, I ain't sure if I want that responsibility. I don't sure if I want to be responsible for all the pain that she's carrying from her past. I don't think I want to put that on my plate. I got to really consider that. Now, AJ, the person who says that he thought Alexis was too upfront sexually, she was too aggressive sexually, I always try to smooch her down every time she try to express her feelings. Make it make sense, AJ. Make it make sense. So Amber and Chris, they looking forward to spending a little bit more time together, hanging out, da-da-da-da this, da-da-da-da that. Now, Amber, like I said, did go on that date with Ron, and Ron shared with Amber that Joel said that Kyra was his number one. And Vernisha is all up in Joel's face, smiling lovey-dovey, and Joel like, you the one, you the one, you the one, you the one. He all like that, you know what I'm saying? This my baby. Don't nobody else matter. My queen. You got her on a pedestal. So Amber say, you know what? I can't let my girl go out like that. She got to know. She said, but didn't you say that Kyra was your number one? And Joel's like, who told you that? Who said that? You know what I'm saying? That's how Joel was feeling. How's she gonna just bust that out like that? Now, apparently this happened 2 weeks ago, and Vernisha is none the wiser. So now Vernisha's salty. Like, what the fuck you mean that Kyra was your number one? So Joel said, yeah, I said it, but you got to understand the context of what was happening. We was having a little disagreement, so Vernisha's like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that if we have a disagreement, like we gonna do again, because that's what couples do, we disagree, but every time we have a disagreement, you gonna go pick some other chick over me? Make it make sense. Joel could not make that make sense. He kept saying, well, that's how I was feeling at that time. I'm being truthful about that. That's how I was feeling at that time. But what you have failed to do, Joel, is explain why. Was it all because y'all had a disagreement? You didn't like the way she talked to you on the phone? Now, I remember doing that whole little powwow when Joel said Kyra's name in the confessional. He said the only reason he said Kyra's name was just to have something to say. A lot of reviewers missed that whole comment, and they went in about how Kyra was everybody's number one because she this, that, and a bag of chips. Joel said in that moment, or at least in the confessional, he only said her name just to have something to say. Okay. However, he did not explain this to Vernisha. Vernisha want to know why. Why would you say that? Why would you now put this woman over me? You've been claiming you my number one all this time. Whenever I'm asked, when Tommy asks who we ready to walk out the door with, it's always been you. But you chose Vernisha. You chose Kyra, my bad, in that moment. Why? He never explained why. All he kept saying was, that was my truth. That's how I was feeling right then. Why were you feeling that way? That's what we trying to get to. The meat and potatoes, Joel. He never did. He never did. So Vernisha was like, fuck it. I'm done. I don't need this in my life. I don't need no man that can't communicate with me. That's going, every time we have a hard time, he going to run to the next. I don't need that. Deuces. You know what I'm saying? He ain't taking accountability of what happened. Why? How are you going to sit there and say that this woman is the one that you will walk away with because of a disagreement or misunderstanding that we had over the phone? Now, remember, the misunderstanding that they had was the fact that Joel set up an arrangement with her that he didn't show up for. And she called him on it, trying to figure out where he wasn't at, and he expected her to just know that his plans had changed. That's what the whole disagreement was about, okay? They already explained it. A lot of people keep missing it. They've already explained it. But that's what the whole disagreement about, and that's why he decided at that moment, fuck it, I'm choosing Kyra. He just picked a name, a random name, because that's the only other person that he's really been communicating with as such. Like, he went on a date with Amber, he went on a date with Liz, he went on a date with Liz. But the next closest connection he had would have been Kyra. Okay, so Vernisha and her feelings. She and her feelings. Jason, Kyra, Liz, and AJ decided to go on a double date. They go on a lot of double dates. And of course, it's kind of weird because apparently Liz likes AJ too. Now, her number one was David. Jason was her number two. For some reason, Kyra said last episode that David was her number one, which threw me all the way off. Maybe they forgot to edit that shit out. But I was like, when the fuck did David become Kyra's number one? But now Kyra is saying that Jason is her number one. And AJ is a close runner-up. So, but on this date, she's going with AJ. And like, so, AJ and Kyra, they was having a lot of laughs, a lot of giggles, a lot of fun. You know, they all horseback riding. The horse stepped on Liz's foot. I know that had to fucking hurt. Somebody stung. That shit had to hurt. Horse is heavy, even if it didn't have a horseshoe on. Okay, her and Jason, they getting a little close. They talking, and later on, Jason decides to rub her feet. Okay, Jason can't seem to keep his hands off of Liz's new physique that he's able to access with his eyeballs. Right, so I don't know how he would be able to hold up in the conversation, or hold up, what's the word I'm looking for, her abstinence when your sex drive is on high for her, which I think is fake. I just think it's fake. I still think that Jason is playing for both teams. I do. I don't think he's that into Liz. But Liz is a good girl. Liz has to be on the show and have somebody treat her right and kind. I do like the way that Jason has a conversation here. Like I said before, he listens. I don't know if he took that from Rashid's book from last year, but he listens and he communicates well. Jason is one of the people on this show. Jason and Chris are the best communicators on this show for me. Kyra is a very good communicator, and I'm learning that Vernisha, actually, Alexis, she communicates what she wants as well, but she shows her insecurity in her communication. All these ladies are pretty upfront with what they want and expect from the men that's here on this show. But Jason kissed up Liz one more good time. And he's like, man, I said I was not going to kiss her no more until I make a decision on who I wanted to be with. But Lord, I can't keep my hands off this woman. You know what I'm saying? And Liz is like, he just makes me feel like a kid. Y'all only 4 years different in age, baby. Y'all ain't got that big of an age gap. And if he making you feel so kiddie, something's wrong. You don't feel there's a maturity to the relationship? He just makes you feel like a little schoolgirl. That's cute. I would want somebody that makes me feel like a woman. No, I could be a little kid. Every time he's around, he just makes me feel like a little kid. If you like it, that's all I'm going to say. I don't say if you like it, I love it, because sometimes I be lying. If you like it, you like it. That's what I'm saying. So, they get back to the resort. You know, Joelle's cooked us some New Orleans style food, you know. Always one chef in the house, ain't it? So he cooking up everything pretty good. And I think Vernisha came in there to help him cook. And so she tried to this is when she decided to call quick. She tried to address the situation, and he, like I said, he just pretty much talked around it. And so that's when she's like, I'm done. So she goes outside, and she's talking to the ladies, and she telling the ladies she done. And out there is Chris. Now y'all already know Chris is a bone collector. And that's probably why him and Amber are going good together. Amber's a bone collector too. Somebody else brought up the fact that Amber is 31 and she's an assistant DA and not a DA. That's true. Amber is assistant DA. Amber is 31 and not 28. I don't remember them saying that she was 28. I thought she was 31 and she's supposed to be like still the youngest one of the group. I don't remember her being 28. But anywho, yeah, that's true. She's an assistant DA and she's 28. 31. She became an assistant DA at the age of 28. But yeah, Amber is a bone collector, and so was Chris. We know that Chris was a bone collector from last year. He came back in and told Joel, dog, go get your girl. She done with you. Done. And so he tried to make Joel understand what he's hurt this woman. You know what I'm saying? By you choosing Kyra, you have really hurt the one that you want to be with. And he's still yet to give an explanation of why he did such a thing. With the exception of the thing that, hey, that's just what I was feeling right then. You gotta understand that. Anywho, he apologized to her. She accepted his apology. They moved on. Okay. So they was sitting there playing Truth or Dare. They dared Venetia and Joel to kiss. And Venetia was like, put off by it. She was like, kiss? Yeah, for 10 seconds. Like, she was really like, you want me to kiss him? Y'all ain't never kissed before? She said they ain't never been alone before, which I don't believe that's true. For some reason, they seem to me like they've already had sexual intercourse. She claimed that they had never spent time alone. Y'all have too much tension with one another. Too much sexual tension. Too much obsessive attention with one another for me not to believe that. I can't believe that y'all did not have sex at least once, or at least clothes burn. People still do that. Y'all still clothes burn. Y'all did something where somebody had a minor orgasm. I'm just saying. So yeah, doing Truth or Dare. Everybody was tossing around questions, basically stuff that we already need to know. But it came out that Alexis decided this is going to be the point that she was going to address Amber. And she basically said, because she basically called Amber a Judas, saying, you telling me you my friend in the house, you giving me all the advice in the house, and then you go behind my back and you kiss him. And Amber's like, wait, let me explain. But she didn't want her to explain. She didn't want to hear shit from her. Everybody's like, kiss. And Chris was like, kiss. And this is something we need to talk about. I guess he hadn't heard about the kiss either. But apparently the kiss happened yesterday, because the elimination was just yesterday or the day before yesterday. And this is the first time she's seen Chris since then. And I think Alexis really just blew that all out of proportion. Really did. Over dramatic for nothing. For a man you didn't even want to be with. Why do you care that much? And AJ sitting there thinking, why is she caring like that? That's giving me another red flag for her. You wilding out over your so-called friend over a man you claim you didn't want to be with. You help eliminate. You want me to step up and show, how much I'm into you, and here you are wilding out over another dude. Huh. I believe that's how the episode went off. Joel and Venetia had made amends. Jason is even more confused. And he explained his attraction to Liz and his attraction to Kyra. Kyra saying, Jason is still her number one, even though she's torn. She say, because AJ doesn't give her that he's 100 with her all the time. The same vibe that he's been giving off to everybody. This just fucked up my whole final three though. I still think it's gonna be Chris and Amber. That's the only one that I'm thinking I'm getting right now. Shit, everybody else just mixed their whole thing up. Liz and Jason, I still do not see it at all. It's like he dating his auntie, and they only 4 years difference in age, but she has her. Jason is very mature, at least in conversation, but it's something about him. Something about him that just not sitting well with me. Alexis, girl, you do too much. Kyra, I don't understand Kyra. I don't understand what she looking for. I really don't. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Leave it down in the comment section. This has been Poetry, and this is Ready to Love, Season 4, Episode... Yeah. I'll put it in the comment section. Talk to you again later. Peace.